Hello guys, Mike here at Royal Eclipse Productions. Today is the 27th of February 2020 and this is going to be a really short talking head video. I've attached a camera, by the way, to a microphone stand, which I'm far too excited about, but I think it's the simplest way of moving forward in terms of this channel, and simplicity is what this year is all about for me because things have been very complicated lately. So first off, you're not going to hear about anything that AEP is really doing in terms of the other artists that I'm working with on this channel, because this channel is about me as a film composer, it's about me as a cinematic music creator, it's about me going through sample libraries, plugins, Pro Tools, Logic, etc, and kind of like documenting my processes. So it's supposed to be like a little bit of a live blog. And a way of me connecting. I left Facebook. I'm still on Twitter, just about, and I'm still on Instagram because I like posting photos and little snippets of videos. And of course, catching up with people a lot of people are traveling around the world at the moment, which is really cool for me to be able to follow them. But Facebook was getting too much, especially from not just from a personal perspective, from a business one as well. And I've written a blog on that on my website, should you want to check it out, which I'll link below. Anyway, I've been gone for a while in terms of the world of film music, mainly because I've been focusing on lots of other projects from the AEP side, where I signed a few bands. I've been mixing, mastering, helping them record, helping them promote, etc. The downside of that is that me as an artist and me as a composer just stopped happening, which kind of was the case since 2016 anyway, really, when a few companies I was working with just kind of stopped being proactive, and I think just there was one too many projects which just sort of didn't happen for me, and I had to walk away. So that was sad because it was a long time. It was a good 4 years where we put out a hell of a lot of projects and pitched for so many different things, and unfortunately it just didn't go anywhere. So I had to get real with it and move away, if you like, which I did, and that put me in a weird place, really, because I kind of got I was pitching for some that keeps moving, that's really annoying, I need to sort that out. Anyway, I did a lot of pitches for trailers mainly, some stuff, a lot of stuff for Netflix, and some sort of, you know, big films, really big Hollywood films, Doctor Sleep, 13 Reasons Why, The King, Jurassic World, etc. They didn't get placed, and I kind of kept thinking why, because when I listened back to the tracks, especially the more recent ones, I thought they sounded pretty damn good, and the atmosphere was definitely there. However, upon seeing the actual trailer, or the trailers for these films, I would have taken a completely different approach if I had the picture, which made me think, really, you know, what you'll get when you're working for a trailer is you often get a script given to you, or it might say, right, the trailer is going to be about 2.5 minutes long. For the first 30 seconds, we want really minimal, not too many notes, just a bit of atmosphere. Then we want kind of like a 45-second build up, etc. And you'll get perhaps some of the approach, especially if it's something that's, well, all this stuff's still in production, right? If we're at trailer stage, so you'll get the approach that the project is taking. Sometimes they're quite detailed, those notes, especially when I pitched for The King. That was very detailed in terms of what the approach was for that film and for the characters. I still haven't seen the film, it's on Netflix, I need to check it out. Anyway, my point being, I know that they cut a lot of the trailer houses will cut the trailers in terms of the images to the music, which makes sense. However, from a composer point of view, I don't think I work very well without having the picture. The picture speaks to me a lot, and I get quite a lot of emotive and kind of I get a lot of feeling and mood from looking at the images, basically looking at the picture. So I figured, you know, let's take a step back and look for some films. So I have a film, it's a short film, which is going to kick me back into working as a film composer, and that's kind of my main focus at the moment, is trying to pick up the baton as Michael W. Bell, the composer, and not so much drop the baton as a producer, but just not really talk about it as much on this channel. I want this channel to go back to where it was, you know, and stop confusing the content. I may start putting some content out on my company channel, which I'll link below as well. But yeah, this channel we're going to get back into Logic, Pro Tools, composition, talking about cinematic stuff, and kind of refresh and recommit to what that's all about. And that's what this video is. So yeah, essentially, I quite like this, where I can, you know, besides my squeaky chair, which you can probably hear, this is just simple. And that brings me into what I'm trying to do at the moment with my template. So as you might be able to see there, you know, 2020 template, I am going back to simplicity because my setup got quite complicated, where kind of I kept moving through different computers, and my older computers were getting old and they couldn't run the libraries I was trying to run, etc, etc. That's really annoying. I need to tighten that up. Is it possible now for me to run all my samples, all my plugins, everything on one computer? I think it is. So that's what this template today I'm building is. It's a template for the short film that I'm doing. We're going to see if the computer can handle it. And if it can, great success. So I may do a little kind of like run through video once the template's made, just so you guys can see what the 2020 template's looking like in Pro Tools 12 with a 2013 cylinder Mac. No VE Pro, no Video Slave, just literally straight out, you know, in the box completely, if you like, all within the door. And then hopefully we'll get into looking at some of the sounds I'm using for the film, which I'm not going to be able to do while I'm writing the film, but I should be able to once it's done. So yeah, thank you guys for everyone who's still hanging about. I realised I went a bit quiet and started talking about things which were very much off subject, but quite a few of you still hung about and supported that, and I really appreciate it. Again, if you do want to follow what's happening in terms of the label, then follow Aurora Eclipse Productions. There's hardly anything on that channel besides some old work I did and a couple of bits and bobs, but I will probably look to start growing that as we move forward, and look out for some more videos as I put my Bowser hat back on. Exciting times. Alright guys, let's get into it, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye bye.